in Germany and in Denmark, in Great Britain, it had some short-lived sensation. People held that grammar book in the hand and were so excited. Even the royal house in Paris in those days wanted to have copies for their library. So they had to hurriedly send. But what kind of Tamil impact it had on the people of Germany, especially in Halle, it slowly and gradually transformed their attitudes towards others, towards people of non-European origin and culture. Earlier they believed there were only 4 religions in the world: Christianity, Judaism and Islam. All the rest were heathenism. But now they were realizing, no, the world is more complex. The world is much bigger than what the Germans used to think. But the Germans in those days were unwilling to accept it. So they did not publish many of Ziegenbalg's writings immediately. Most of the significant ones were published posthumously. About Kondrai Vendan, Ulaga Needi, Needi Venba were written. He sent them in 1708. Germans never published them. It was published in Amsterdam in 1930. When Ulaga Needi was published, they did not want to say who was the author in 1791. And he wrote about Tamil society in 1711. Using Tamil literature, 76 books. He quotes them, predominantly from Aruvathinaalu Thiruvilayadal, Sivavakkiyar, Jnana Venba. But the Germans again did not want to publish them. It was published much later, 1926 in Amsterdam. See? So his contribution went unnoticed, and so also this particular book. But my friend, you asked him about Fabricius. How was Fabricius included in, whether his grammar was known? Yes, Fabricius knew about Grammatica Damolica, and he, and along with his friend Rottler and few others, Christoph Samuel John, few others collaborated and wrote a very small booklet about grammar and published it in Vepari. And it was based on Grammatica Damolica to a great extent, but with a little more illustrations and little expanded version, because Fabricius was a great translator of the hymns and a wonderful translator of the Bible. See? So, Robert Caldwell and G.U. Pope knew about the existence of Grammatica Damolica, but again here nationality pride comes. This book was written by a German, and these fellows were from Great Britain, and they did not think Lutheranism as important religion at all, way of Christian expression. So their internal doctrinal disputes somehow impacted negatively the popularity of Grammatica Damolica. So one of them writes, yes, I heard about Grammatica Damolica, but I am not aware of it. That was the middle of 19th century, and there it ends. No more I could find reference to Grammatica Damolica in the writings of whether it was in Europe or later on, except some occasional passing references. But I am so delighted that for the first time this book is now available to the wider audience for learn, and I gratefully dedicated this book to my mother, because we all belong to a Coolie family in the Kodaikanal Hills. But with such a great sacrifice, my mother educated me, sent me to an orphanage, Christian mission service, and they helped me to learn not only German but few other skills in life. And my dear friends in Franca Foundation helped me enormously for the past 20 or some years. I am very delighted, friends, to present this particular book to a wider audience for research. It's a raw material, and much possibilities there for wider research. And also with greetings from my university, Liverpool Hope University, and from our Vice Chancellor, I just want to end this talk and thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much for presenting a very important book to the Tamil audience. I like to know, can you cite one insight given by a different insight given by Ziegenbalg in his book, and one short form? So a foreign author who writes a book can see the Tamil language from a different perspective. So one insight and one pitfall, both. Some examples.
Wow, what a great question. Thank you. See, when Ziganbal came to this country, to Tarangambadi in 1705, he wrote on his ship, I am going to a barbarous people, uncivilized people. They did not know anything of civil society at all. That was his presupposition based on people, the writings like Baldeus, David Narrator, and some of the travel adventurers before him. So their presentation of Tamil people were bad, not so accurate. See? So he had that prejudice. When he comes and tells to the people, you are Anyani. Anyani means non-Christian, but in real terms means you are not aware of the true knowledge that gives salvation. So the people in Tarangambadi were very upset. They told him, who are you to tell us? So if you consider as one-time heathen, you are many more times heathen. So better don't call us. So from that time onward, Ziganbal learns to consider them Tamil. Nanbargal, that's the word he uses. But when he writes to Germans and others, he uses the word Heide or heathen. But that is the word that familiarized in the European readers. They knew of it. So, but in a very nuanced manner, he interviews Tamil people, asked them to write letters, and he translated them into German and let the people speak for themselves rather than putting words into their mouth. And if at all he wanted to introduce some new thing so that the German readers could understand them better, he put them in the footnotes. So when we read his works, we do hear the Tamil people speak and articulate. That is the significance of it. And there are plenty of quotes. Perhaps I can share them with you later on, just to save time. Well, linguistic point of view, Tamil.
Yeah, what is his contribution?
Oh, grammatical insight when it comes for Bible translation. Thank you, sir. Thank you for clarification.
No.
I will tell. Let me tell.
Yeah, right.
When in those days, people thought only European languages were fit for translating religious texts, particularly the Bible. But he had to fight against this tendency by telling that no, Tamil has enough words that can very well express Christian meanings to the people in a way that they can understand. See? So that was his very beginning. But the new understanding that we gain through this important aspect of grammar is its dependence on mutual insights from Portuguese, for example, or from Latin way of looking at the Tamil. Even though we may not be molded into a particular mold, but we can understand in a cross-linguistic manner, in a grammatical manner. That is the insight that we gain from it.
No, that is not the point. I think I have the occasion to read that Grammatica Tamilica.
Oh, good.
Huh? You don't know that one? In 1992, the International Institute of Tamil Studies has published a book, Kristu Iranjana Ilakkanapani. I have written 2 or 3 articles on that.
Oh, good. The more people study, the better it is. So go ahead. It's good.
You don't know? Huh?
I don't know.
The International Institute of Tamil Studies have published a book, Kristu Iranjana Ilakkanapani, that I have